Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another episode of Genesis Vocals, the UK Black Business Show edition. In this particular interview, I think a voiceover is very important to give context of what you are about to witness, because what you're about to witness is an example of an entrepreneur that is one in a million. And what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is that no matter the distraction, no matter the inconvenience, and I was definitely feeling it as well, this gentleman not only plowed through, but led by example on how to block out the noise and how to go with your passion and set out and complete what you want to do, no matter what the circumstances are. So to you, Adonis, the founder of DemDrones, my respect to you is infinite. Thank you so much. And with that, let the interview begin.
Hello guys, and welcome to Genesis Vocals UK Black Business Show edition. I am here with the CEO and founder of DemDrones.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
People walk through.
Yeah, we are. No, you're good.
I
Don't
put a
worry.
big barrier there. Yeah. I'll say it. But yeah,
It's all good. We move. That's how it's going. It's an open space.
Yes.
Please explain to us, to the viewers, what you do and why.
So, I saw my first drone when I was back in 2018, and it was an experience that I wanted to capture for myself. So someone else was doing it, my driving instructor, he was flying, and I said, you know what, that experience is something that is completely new, but it's also old at the same time. And I said, I want to experience that for myself. Yeah, 8 years down the line now, we've gone down the qualification route. We're helping build other individuals in this space, other businesses as drone pilots, other people finding a way in. And this is before time, but the Saturday of this particular show, we'll be having our first activation that looks into drone sports, which will
when would that be?
So that will be A20, yeah, and that is going to be called DDF, DemDrones Drone Football, yeah, and we'll be doing that there. That is one of the problems I've been trying to solve for like 8 years, is teaching people how to fly. Simplest, and crash and learn and enjoy and have that experience without the worry of paying almost 400, 500 pounds, yeah, in this whole mad industry we like to call aviation.
And you know what? When I was a child, me and my dad were absolutely obsessed with, the flying helicopters. Like, they didn't have the cameras, but we used to buy them and break them and buy more and break more and lose the battery. So the fact that you're actually bringing that in to become way more accessible, that's like, I do that at my pastime. With a camera as well, I'll fly that till the battery absolutely dies.
So it's creating that, doing that, finding a way to bring it into reality, and it took a while, but I'm finally fixing one of the problems. Yeah, so that's what that's saying.
The DDF at A20 is the big launch.
It will be an official tryout. Everyone with a ticket, will be able to have a free go. After that, you got to fund the business. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. Okay.
And what brings you here to the UK Black Business Show? What kind of gravitated to you here? Because you were in one of the talks actually mentoring like 8 people at a time and answering questions and giving guidance. So what gravitated you towards here?
So my first time here was actually on the Wednesday on the Tech Day. Yeah, and I was doing
so yesterday?
No, this was 2023.
Oh, 2023,
yeah.
2 years ago, okay.
I did my first session there, and I was given the chance by one of the organizers at the time, who's no longer here, and he said, well, let's try and see if we can put your vision into reality on stage. So I got an opportunity to be around 70 people, different companies, BP, JP Morgan, all of that, in front of them, showing them what I was capable of, showing them what the industry needs to look like, and explaining why there is a miss. And this is the reason why every Wednesday they do this. I'm making sure I'm here, because I got to speak to kids, I got to communicate with people. I got to show businesses the possibilities of an educated, qualified person instead of just someone trying to do it as a hobby.
Exactly.
It's very important because there's a difference between someone doing something as a hobby and then you looking at the industry standard, understanding why public liability is needed, understanding why you need to walk in with certain things to be able to ask for large amounts of money, you know, business structure, and that's where it took me down a rabbit hole, and we we're here.
It's a lovely rabbit hole.
It's a fun rabbit hole.
Very, very fun rabbit hole.
Very interesting rabbit hole.
And the thing is that when you were there in the STEM, and I could see by just the way you were taking initiative with the questions, the way you were kind of engaging with the table, even right now, as we do this interview, and like the conditions aren't the best, you know, filmmakers will be screaming at us, but you know, you're here, you're engaged, you're come with intent, and you came up to me when you found me being loud and out there, impressive as well. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of spirit that we just kind of want as much as possible over here.
Yeah, I mean, so when I call it a drone empire, I understood that there's 32 parts of this industry which have been explored. Yeah, drones is no different than a mobile phone. Okay, when mobile phones came into play, the personal computer came into play. Unless you had some experience understanding how to really use it, it was a myth to you. Yeah, same situation with the drones. Now, they are personal computers that fly. Yeah, so we must be more aware and utilize them correctly.
Yeah,
we can outgrow. Especially in our community, technology isn't the first thing that comes to mind. Like we run from technology a lot.
Yeah.
When the internet came out when I was younger, I'm the one doing all of the TV programs, not my parents. You know what I'm saying? And it's now kind of happened again with another generation. We've got AI. Yeah. Unless the parents are jumping on it, like kids are there before you. Or we've had TikTok, we've had all these issues. So being able to be the first one to come into a space, be representative of that space, and be able to communicate with people younger than me is very important. Yeah, it's what I didn't get, so I need to give it to them.
Especially for the future as well, especially where how robust the economy is going. If we don't kind of make people of our culture and our background aware of the changes that are going on as fast as possible, then it's going to just spiral out of control. You know what I mean? And the gap between us and everyone else is just going to get so large that we won't even know that there's a race. You know what I mean?
And there is a race, and there is a winner. And the thing is, we have to understand that because there is a winner, you need to understand how to play the game so you can be a winner.
Exactly.
Yeah, I started this, as I said before, 8 years ago. I picked 5 opportunities. We have AI, we have crypto, we've got blockchains, we've got electric vehicles, drone technology. Looking at all of those, I picked 2, electric vehicles and drone technology. And they have grown in such as, I remember when I got my first electric car, I was not paying for energy, okay? I was not paying for energy at all, okay? 2 years, free energy. Now we're looking at £1 a kilowatt. There's so many changes because it's now picked up so quickly. So with this industry, it's picking up.
And they're changing it all the time. They're changing it like whether you're doing, whether it's the tax, whether it's where you can drive them, whether it's what's being supplied, subsidiaries, it's always, because they're figuring it out just like everyone else.
This is it.
Just like everyone else.
You've got these big players moving forward quickly. And if you do not put yourself in a position to do the same, you're going to have a problem and you're going to end up coming out wrong. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing I've been able to create. Sometimes, it's kind of daunting because at first I was the only one doing this for a good 3 years. And then I decided to create an international Instagram group of almost 70 black professional drone pilots. Yeah, and now we have those access, and I've opened that so that now anyone that is interested and just wants to learn and think it's free. You come in, you look at it, and you look at all of these giants in this international pond. So it's really fun, really amazing. Yeah.
And the way you're delivering it, and I could just tell by your stature. You know when the most hardest thing for an entrepreneur to do is to be that one person in 1,000 to not do what everyone else does. You know what I mean? That one person to just stand out. The one person to stick it out when everyone sees that there's no hope. And that's the kind of energy. That's the kind of energy that everyone needs when going at this. You know what I mean? And you got it.
Look, I mean, business is a game. Yeah, it's a game of branding. It's a game of systems. It's a game of commerce. It's also a game of resilience. Yeah. Now like people say you got to adapt. Yeah. You adapt to the trends. You adapt to the times. You adapt to things. But sometimes you also have to look at it from a macro lens. Yeah. And think to yourself, if this one thing on the planet facilitates all these other people, there's got to be so many different ways for that one thing to facilitate all these different people. How do I find that one thing and make sure it can facilitate everyone from different levels? That's what you're looking at macro-wise when you're looking at business. Yeah, but what we do at the moment, a lot of us, we kind of think product. Yeah, how can I sell product? And if there's no vision linked to the product, yeah, you're going to immediately lose.
Exactly.
Yeah, immediately lose. Yeah, we were talking about winning earlier. So if we look at the drone industry, there are a couple companies which are at the forefront. Yeah,
it needs to be an education for me because I don't know. I know they're in high use, especially militarily wise.
Yeah.
But go on.
But they're at the forefront. So right now we have a company called DJI. DJI is a Chinese company. Yeah.
DJ. The people that
this is it.
This is the microphone.
So the more information you got on, you didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? You're using that company.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
DJI started in cameras, then they started moving to other aspects because they wanted to capture the content creator.
Right.
Yeah, that's the main thing. A content creator is an independent consumer. They will buy because they want to design and create. Yeah. So they know you can't go to big budget studios. Yeah. And they found that niche in that market. But then they also realized that the jib, if you know a film set, the jib is probably a camera which they put on top of a crane that goes to 50 meters.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
The jib was difficult to put into certain environments. Yeah, because it's chunky, it's massive. Yeah, it higher a lot. Yeah,
and if there's any kind of moving part, let's say there's like a chandelier or anything kind of obstructing the ceiling from the floor,
it's a whole risk assessment. Before you put it
health insurance.
And then the higher you go, the more of a risk assessment it takes. Yeah, they realize that if we have a camera that can fly, and this has been tested many periods of time. DJI has been doing this for a very long time. We're looking at close to maybe 15 years now.
Oh wow, okay, it's a long time.
Yeah, a long time. The first industry standard drone that really made a big difference was probably the Matrice series, real back in the day. Eight propellers, back in the day, the first ones. Then you had the Inspire 1. Now the Inspire 2, at this point in time, in the last 10-year period, has been the premium camera. It's replaced jibs, it's replaced cranes, it's almost replaced helicopters.
Wow.
Yeah? And now we've gone into a new age where we've got another one after 10 years of hard work. And that's just the equipment. Yeah? Imagine the individuals that have been flying now.
Yeah.
One thing I realized is that they're not getting enough of representation. Yeah. So a cameraman doesn't really get his representation.
No, he doesn't. Unfortunately.
Okay? Yeah, he's behind the camera.
Say hello to all your videographers and all your photographers.
I'm trying to help you guys first.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
From the heart, this is coming from.
So a cameraman doesn't really get his support. You know, you would have to become a cinematographer. You would then have to become a director before you can now say, all right, my vision was brought to life there. Yeah, and all those other cameramen, they follow that process. Drone pilots, we were put into the same category at one point because we would be hired as equipment and then staff. Yeah, but because of the industry we're in aviation. I have nothing to do with film. Absolutely nothing. I'm in my own industry, okay? Especially if I'm flying big pieces of equipment. I've got to talk to the Civil Air Authority, Aviation Authority, and get authorization to be able to fly any of this stuff. Yeah,
That's mad.
So I've got to go through all my hoops already. Now you're telling me that you want to just treat me like a normal individual on your set. That's not what I'm hired for.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're hiring a specialist piece of equipment, a pilot to do that, and you're going to want airspace if you're going up 400 feet. Yeah, you want to go 600 feet. it now changes. So I said, right, I'm going to represent the people I want to represent. I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to go through the qualification process. I'm going to make sure that if you want to talk about NFL, if you want to talk about football, if you want to talk about all of these Premier League players, there's got to be someone there. Yeah, so I said, I'll put myself there. Yeah, I could find it, I'll put myself there. Yeah. Now when people are talking to me, Fly Jones, I'm like, yeah, but do you have your permission?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you register your business? Yeah. Have you got your business account set up? Yeah. Do you have some business credit? Yeah. Do you have a structure? You have a couple bank accounts.
Do you have insurance?
Yeah, you have insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm about to just stand there and just like let that go past me. He actually recommended me 4 business bank accounts, one for, and now I'm gonna try and record them. And I know there's one out of my head, but tax, expenses, receivement of payments,
revenue.
And for God's sake,
the reason why he's forgotten it, because you don't pay enough bills,
Costs, bills. I remember you saying bills.
Yeah, okay. And
but you said they're not the same as expenses. That's what I was saying. It's not the same as expenses.
Different, yeah. Because expenses might be you going out getting yourself a meal based on a business meeting.
Right. Yeah.
You might go out for a business meeting now, and everyone's going to eat. I'll put it on my expenses account. A bill is a recurring subscription that continuously happens in your business for it to run. If you're doing Adobe, you need to pay that every month.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're doing stock footage, if you rent a building, these are set bills. And the beautiful thing about having different accounts for different things means when you want to go and get money from a bank, you now supply your revenue account. That revenue account, and your bills account, it's called profit and loss. Now you get to see what I go on. Now, when you're looking at the expenses, you're like, have I kind of been
gone too much? Yeah.
And your taxes is mandatory. Mandatory for your business to run. Yeah. Every time you do your annual turnover, or every time you want to make sure.
Exactly.
Because it was mentioned yesterday, MSD UK. I've been on MSD UK. I've been on MSD UK. It was BP that recommended me to go to MSD UK. Because for me to get onto their vendors list, I needed to have a report, a turnover that my accountant needed to provide, and then send it to them. Then they want to get a certificate. You see all of these processes.
I've heard of that as well. Like just to qualify to be able to talk about these kind of things, they want to see that this is actually like baseline.
Yeah.
And then they fill you up. Like this isn't even you guaranteed. This is baseline.
That's very true.
We're dropping some nuggets. He's dropping some nuggets for you guys.
You're gonna cut them up and throw them somewhere. I know it's fine. I'll give it all free.
Just bleep everything.
Yeah.
The lawyers are after me, so we're just gonna cut that last bit.
But even adding on to that, so if you're going into procurement, if you're going into these environments, I'm very lucky. My industry is completely like alien. Yeah, even down to the company's house. I can't register it as.
It doesn't have an SIC code.
Not there, it doesn't have an SIC code. So I have to be very creative with how I do what I do. When I originally registered in the beginning, I said it was a specialist piece of construction equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So it kind of worked that way. And my SIC code, I had to kind of reorganize how I played it. Yeah. Because that's what we have to do. When you register your company, you need to know the risk category that you're going to be in. You need to know what banks are going to want to lend against you. These are very important because when you get to a certain point, you need an influx of funds. With your 4 accounts.
With your 4 accounts, you're going to need an influx of funds. And the overall thing is, and you know in it, and you're walking to the bank with some money in your account, and your accountant said, I got everything running, and I say, cool. This is how much this is going to cost. This is what I need. I got some money in my bank account. I can pay you back. Exactly, yeah. I have a track record of this much coming in, so you know how much is going to come in the next 3 years on this much interest.
And sometimes, if you're going to play the 3-year game, you got to play the 10-year game. If you are brand new in any industry and you don't have money from someone else and you don't have rich family, but you've got an idea, I would say trademark a brand, with your name, make sure it fits into what you are creating, and then you need to ride it out for 5 to 10 years.
But when you ride it out, it's not like wait for things to get better. Actively find what is going wrong
different areas of marketing.
and go,
But sometimes it's not wrong. Sometimes it's just not the time. Like, remember, I told you to start this 8 years ago. The drone industry has not grown into individual consumers until a company was able to create something that individual consumers could buy. So I'm having to wait for the boom to happen that I expect to happen. Yeah. So there was a regulation, 2019, where they said that you have to have a qualification or permission before you can fly this level of drone. When that happened, immediately companies inflexed, looked and said,
They drew back.
we need to now build the drone at the consumer level so that we can keep making money. Yeah, that's now going down again. Those are the things.
Yeah, especially with like its uses now.
Yes,
It's unfortunately
so
people
now,
recognizing that thing.
I mean, me being who I am and building what I built, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to tell everybody what they need to do to sort themselves for the next thing. Yeah,
Exactly. No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Circulatory information.
That's it.
You know, it isn't about gatekeeping. It's about spreading the word. You just educated me. Like, if anyone, you've already educated one person. You know what I mean? No matter how many people see this, you know what I mean? And that's what's like the most important thing out of the whole thing. That is why it is an absolute pleasure to have you here, and I really do appreciate it, because when you were just talking to me before, like just for the viewers, it was. You know what I mean? It's just, you were here for a purpose. And no matter what you do in life, this is what I found, no matter what you do in life, if you know what your purpose is and you come with intent, whether that's just, it could be as vague as just positive intent, it could be intent to find clients, it could be intent to find partners, it could be intent, a spiritual intent. You just want to connect with people that see things the same as you. If you come with intent, you will find something that you're looking for, and usually something unexpected, and you're the unexpected Trump.
Like to be, I've always been unexpected. It's fun. It's part of the process. No one said, drones are going to be a fire. I said, it's already fire. You just don't know it yet because you ain't got it in your hands. And now,
And I've never heard of a practical application. I thought it was, I'm just thinking, I've seen it being used when like people are running and stuff like that. But when I think of anything beyond this, like even for filming, I'm always thinking just the military hardware contracts. That's all. That's kind of like what the general portrayal of them is to to the general consumer. Do you know what I mean?
If you're looking, that's kind of by design in some places. Because that would mean you need to be in the military to fly drones now. And that would mean now you've got to enlist. That means you now need to give your life to something else before you can start focus on what you want to do. Now, I'm not saying there's not learning experiences from the military. There are,
as a technician, as engineering, a lot of things. Logistics.
It's what military, and it's where that military is going to represent.
Exactly.
So this is the problem, and this is the thing you have to look at. Because as much as people say, one thing I've learned about doing this and looking the way I do, the people that approach me look like me initially, without any bias. It's like, okay, you. And that's what I learned that a while ago. It's like they're gonna go, you. I'm like, okay. No, I was on it. That's brilliant. That's exactly what I want. Like you. And then I had to accept that people are gonna look at me and say, not you. Yeah, not you. Unless there's this, but not you. And I'm like, well, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So you accept it. But the problem is that when you become, and as they say, 10 years, when you are in it for a long time, their kids say you. The people who are inspiring it to now that don't look like her will say you. I play in generations. So my company was registered in 2022. It is a Gen Alpha. From looking like a kid, it's a Gen Alpha.
Gen Alpha.
The trademark is Gen Alpha. Which means 10 years from now, the kids are the ones going to be looking at them. We're going to be the investors.
Because we won't know.
Because it's no longer us. It's now them. Like, I'm an anime fan.
Favorite one.
I could be here. All of the millennials now, or people who are now in positions where they're popular, they've grown, they're following, football players, whatnot, athletes, big stages, a lot of people, they are fans of this. But because of how big they are and because of what they've involved themselves in, now anime's popular. Yeah, so that's based on generations. Yeah, millennials, Gen Xers. Yeah, any of them sitting down. I'm an old school. I was watching it on YouTube. Okay, in 360. Okay, no, none of this nice 4K cinema screen stuff. Okay,
1080 or 720 or something like that.
I'm from the trenches. Okay, yeah. I used to watch it in Japanese. This is how much of a Japanese I'm from. Okay, yeah.
You watched the first Yu-Gi-Oh.
I could play all day. Like
there was no dub.
Trying to figure out what quadcopters was when they were speaking Japanese. So I'm always proud of seeing that and how that's now flourished into what it is. Yeah, but my industry is aviation. We know aviation from manned planes, pilots. 2002 is when the universe said, cool, I'm gonna make it really interesting, and the CAA, which is our air authority, follows the CAA, they said, well, we see this as a tool that can be used in projects for surveying, agriculture, all of the main things where I needed a helicopter before, but now I can,
Exactly. Here's a helicopter, my artist.
This is what I'm saying.
Drawing the guy's flying.
All of this, I wanted all of that, But now they said, okay, cool, we're going to do this.
Yeah, and just get a schematic from it. Just get a scan,
and put it under regulation. Now we can do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens in general places of the world. Once it's regulated in some way, shape, or form, someone takes tax from it. We get there. So even now, it's all about building. I mean, I have a media platform. I've got my podcast. I get to speak to a lot of people, different pilots from Caribbean countries, from American countries, from African countries.
What is it called? Like just for the viewers,
so
tune in.
That is DemDrones Drone Life Podcast.
DemDrones Drone Life Podcast. DemDrones Drone Life. I'll put the link in the description.
He might be very interesting to do an episode. So we'll do an episode, but I need a host for DemDrones. I mean, you got the energy, so it'll be cool.
It'll be lovely. And it'll be new. And that's what's important. It'll be new. Because I want to get out of that comfort zone.
Plus, DDF is going to need some hosts. Again, I mean, the options are here. As I say, you see it on a Saturday, you know what I'm talking about.
And anyone else tuning or has been at Custom House on the Saturday of the Black Business Expo, you will find him right there.
And you'll see so many other people, so many great minds, and I mean, remember, not everyone's going to give you all of the gems, because it's a part of the journey, so you can bring something new to the fold.
Exactly.
In this case, but just take what you can, and you guys all have AI now, so
Exactly. You can take a lot now and do a lot with very little as well.
Much, It's like they just squish down your budgets. But if you want to pay for your AI, I'm going to tell you that right now. Pay for your AI. The free stuff is great, but when it says, unfortunately, we can't continue because, there's insufficient
for the sake of efficiency, pay for your AI. For the sake of efficiency, you know what I mean? And I liked that you came up to the point about building, because I remember when I first came here and I had just incorporated my business, I didn't have any camera equipment whatsoever. I did my first episode of interviewing last year on the Black Business Expo, but it was with someone else's phone. My phone was terrible, and it was with someone else's microphone because I didn't own one, on a chair, and it was, and you know what I mean, it was bolt standard, but it was beautiful, and it came back. And now I've come back this year with all kind of new stuff, and now I'm interacting now with people on a different path or even a different level now, and actually able to like sit down, hey, you want to do an interview with me? Boom, camera done. I wasn't able to do that last year, and I think someone was talking about it, that we don't give ourselves enough credit about how things have changed. We're just thinking about what's in front, what could be better. Like even now, everyone that was watching here just now, you see the people walking down past there? Don't worry, I'm going to get my own studio. But the point is, I'm happy right now. I'm too happy to care.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean? That's what it is.
Where it comes down to certain things. I mean? I have a studio, or I have something that's just big and you can use it. So I mean, look, the way I see it is, you're very right. But it's also mindset. So I've kind of, when it comes down to networking, I have a mentality: go sideways. Go sideways, because these people still have access to information. Yeah, and when you've gone sideways enough,
Explain what do you mean by sideways? Because
so we can rise and look for things above us in our levels.
Right,
and then
I
we can look
see.
at our neighbours next to us. Yeah, people that we can look at.
I had this thought, I swear to God, just before I came in this door, I had this thought that, you know what we got today? 8 speakers? How many people in the audience? Why don't I just stay out here and engage with the audience when there's so many of them?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's still just as much, if not more valuable than going in the
Probably
talks.
is more valuable sometimes. Because the thing is, you have to take into consideration, these speakers have figured out how to create a niche and have everybody draw attention to them. So,
Yeah, power is where people believe it resides.
So
Exactly.
when you become friends with everyone on the same level as you, and then you say, I have an idea, they're going to know who you are. Yeah, they're going to know what you're here to do. Yeah, I'm seeing everyone today.
Hello again.
Yeah. So when you're starting to move up, sometimes it's better to have all those people you know in your level, on your level, because when you move up, sometimes you might move up with one of them. And then this is when it gets really interesting. When you have 10 people that are all on the same level,
Right.
and you can move up with all of them at the same time.
Oh, what, as a part of like a kind of collective, like an organization, as a kind of
It
just...
depends on how you want to play each relationship. Some relationships are independent, some relationships are collective. But if you're able to move every single one of them and move up a level, this is when things completely change. You no longer are worried about, I'm trying to get that one person. It's now, my collective, the people I'm in, have given me access to a brand new level. I've now got access to 10 new levels from these people. That's when you are really having to now deal with all of the craziness that occurs. People don't really look at it that way. They're like, let me go for one person to get up. But it's like if you have 10 people and every single person elevates, and they know you, you immediately elevate with no problem. And if you keep moving that way, I promise you, your network won't just elevate, you will elevate with them, and now it becomes a force. If you look at large companies, for example, the Magnificent Tech 7, which I believe is Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, Nvidia, probably 2 more I'm missing, Google and Apple at the moment, and Tesla. These companies at one point in time, were in their garages, all in the same level, all in the same campus, all communicating. When it comes down to, and I'll give you some nuggets here, Facebook was net profit, for that 7 years. They were not making any money. The money was being reinvested through different
avenues.
No, so it was funding groups of certain individuals inside. So Microsoft would say, all right, you guys come to me and we'll do our funding rounds. Okay, that's what they call accelerator programs and stuff like that, but it's funding rounds. So Facebook is going back over again, finding the deals they like, finding the things. Uber, again, same process. No one. Continuing at a loss. Amazon at a loss. And this stuff we don't get to see because we're being distracted with all of their very nice shiny things that they throw in front of us. But you don't see that most companies don't actually have any money and don't have money for a while, because what they're doing is they're containing control and having their IP. When a deal comes in, I want to do equity in a company. I don't want to do equity because at the moment I'm going to lose money. The equity doesn't benefit me. There's one individual, Russell Branson, probably know him, Virgin Train, Virgin Media, right? His company is technically a modern empire. So this is for people that don't know business structure. He has a holding company that owns 50% in every single company he's now created.
Right, so he always will retain
significant control over everything.
Right, any major decisions, it's always him. Okay.
So at that point in time, he understands that, I might have to give a little bit of control on this side, because this is this person, but overall, he has overall control. And that's where you start seeing that's how you build an empire. I believe a lot of individuals like us, black people, have come from empires and lost their access to empire growth. So we don't know what we're doing. Sometimes we'll be like, why do I feel like I am building all these things instead of just being able to focus on one? It's because you have an empire mindset. You see 10 things at once.
Yeah. But you need to focus the vision just so that you can make one thing perfect.
No, that's what most people want people to do.
Oh, that's not it?
Yeah, in my opinion, that's not how I look at it. Yeah, I believe you have one skill in the middle, and you have a circle around it. Your job is to make sure the foundation below that, whatever thing is, grows. So we're focusing on the circle, not the thing in the middle. You increase that circle so that you can now have 5 things on that foundation. And you keep increasing so now you can have 10 things on that foundation. The thing you need to focus on is the foundation.
If I was to bring your analogy to like a real life example, are we talking like, for example, let's say I want to do a restaurant.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm thinking about the foundation. So you're saying it's not necessarily my, what do you call it? It's not necessarily like what I'm selling and that. It's about, let's say, the operations. How efficient is that? How
the
efficient
infrastructure,
are we?
the network, the logistics. I think Vossi was on stage Tuesday.
He was.
He said the plumbing. Yeah,
right.
The plumbing is what allows us never to see any of our waste. Yeah, it never comes back. That is the core of majority of businesses. Everyone here will tell you about systems, SOPs. They'll tell you about TRMs. These are all systems and infrastructures that allow them to bring in that information, analyze it, and pinpoint their point of attack. Think of it like war. Yeah. So if you decided to do media. Yeah, your foundation you learned was rocky before. You came back here and rebuilt your foundation. That is your foundation. These are your foundation. Yeah, the more tools you have, which you don't have to worry about them taking out too much money out of your stuff, because at the moment you're not renting.
Yes.
You're
it's
not
capital.
Renting. Your capital. So you have your working capital. That working capital now has to grow, and we're looking at environments where most people don't have much. You need to ensure that all that infrastructure, capital, and all that things in there is maintained, so that when I want to go and do an interview, all right, my stuff is working.
Yes.
I'll go do that. Yeah, and then to increase that circle that we're talking about, this is when networking strategically really does work. Yeah, and marketing yourself. Yeah, so in our environment, the best way for a black person to move in different spaces and black people is to communicate with culture. Yeah, is to be your honorable self. Yeah, and is to lean into your culture and be very much your culture. Yeah, so that you're able to now go, okay, well, if I want to go to a party and I need to talk to my people, it's not a problem, I can do that. And then when you walk into other spaces where you're with the dope people don't look like you and you are authentically yourself, now they feel like they're talking to someone who is in complete control of who they are. Which means, all right, well, no problem, because you've got something different, like I've never seen it before. Now, being in the drone industry, I've had to learn how to do that. I realized that I can access every network because the tool I have here. But then I need people to understand it's not the tool you're buying into. It's me. It is me. Yeah, and that's what a lot of drone pilots get lost in. Yeah, like getting a lot of cameramen get lost in as well. They get lost in the edit. Yeah, they get lost in the equipment.
Yes.
I think I
got lost in the edit like maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
I didn't release the video because I was like, the sound quality isn't perfect, and this isn't too orange, and this isn't too blue, and
you get the hue and doing a bit of Da Vinci editing.
Exactly, yeah.
But the thing is, you understand it's the product, and as you scale, you'll understand you now need to bring in people to do other bits, and your aim is to just make sure that network and that foundation is growing, is able to deal with volatility, is able to deal with stress, because that's the main thing. If your foundation falls,
then you fall. Yeah.
So
I hope people in the, I know we've been kind of locked in, but I hope people that watch this really are taking in like what is happening. This is an education which me and everyone that sees this is getting for free.
Yeah, man, I'll give it to you.
Because it's nuts. This is absolutely insane. This is like a talk. I didn't go into the talks, and this is a talk. right now?
Look, I'm here to educate. I'm here to give you knowledge. Yeah, the hows you come and see me, we'll sort that out. But this information isn't available because the connections and the dots haven't been displayed. So, you know, you have to take it from. I also help work on people's credit. So I'm doing that for a while. Got rid of some CCJs for myself. Got rid of more CCJs. And I started to understanding that if you do not have your own personal finances at your control, like weapons in an arsenal, if you can't understand that, then you walking into business is the most dangerous thing in the world.
Yeah,
because you're not going to be able to sort yourself out. But I think we've come to the end.
I think we have. I think it was a crescendo, and then you've just gone.
Boy, I'm here to help.
So that's right. Okay. Yeah. Link's gonna be in description. Guys, take it in. Take it in. Take it in.
Please do.
Take it in. It's gold. Take it in.
This man is able to communicate with you, so listen and understand.
And you're able to teach. You're able to teach.
I do my best.
You do very well. You do very, very well. I'm very thankful. Thank you so much.
No, man, I appreciate it, man. This is what it's meant to be.
Exactly.
You come down here, I can help. I'll help.
And guys, tune in for the next one, but I don't know if it's going to be as informative as this one.